This today is the AMZ and Beyond. It's going to be with Norman Farrar and Dave Kettner. Those of you guys that don't know, maybe myself, you don't know Norman, we're going to tell you more about us here in just a second. And this is called taking your Amazon or e-com business to the next level through your own personal coaching success mentors. Again, I was telling you how we're super excited to be starting this program. We're going to talk about all that at the end. We just want to really deliver some good value and content to you so you can take some stuff that we're going to be talking about today and directly implement into your business. Now, I do want to start out too, if there's anyone on this call that is not already involved with an Amazon business or not involved with an e-commerce business, that's okay too. There are things that we are going to be working on in the future here that can help take you from beginner all the way to expert as well. So if that fits in your boat, then great. If you're an e-commerce seller, and some of the tips that we're going to start talking about here in the beginning is about Amazon, and you're like, well, wait a second, I don't do Amazon? Hang in there, because Norm's going to be talking all about how to really take a product from, that could be a dud product or a beginning product, all the way to an advanced premium product. So make sure you're ready for that. So let me just tell you a little bit about who we are. So Norm, you want to go first there?
Anyways, my name is Norm Farrar. Some people know me as the Beard Guy. I've been in branding for about 30 years, way back, and actually had my first e-commerce site up back in 1993. And yes, there was internet back in 1993. I've owned a couple of contract manufacturing companies. Actually, one of them, oh, the presentation's off there, Dave. I've owned a couple of contract manufacturing companies actually in Taiwan, some specialty packaging and fulfillment houses. Still have a sourcing company. I sell some products on Amazon, and I also coach and mentor people. That's a little bit about me. Now we're off the screen again, Dave.
Well, what I was trying to do when you're talking there, I'm trying to get so I can see the chat coming in on my main screen here, and for some reason, this is what happened when we tested out yesterday. It just kind of disappears on me. I see it there. So when I share the screen, it kind of disappears, but that's okay. If you want to monitor the chat there, then because I can't see it when I'm broadcasting, I guess the sharing the PowerPoint. So thank you, Norm, for sharing that. So who am I? My name is Dave Kettner, and those of you guys that don't know who I am, I've been internet marketing just not as long as Norm has, but since 1998, which is still probably a dinosaur for most internet marketers. Been doing this for a long time. I had my first e-commerce site set up in 2003, and that was all just drop shipping. I was not doing any kind of private label until 2013 when I bought a course called ASM. It's taught me how to become a private level seller, and took us from very little to multi-million dollars almost overnight, because we took action and made it happen. But I've been doing this full time since 2009. I was a teacher. That's why I love doing this, helping others and coaching and mentoring. That's what I did for 12 years. I was actually an instructional specialist in the classroom for 6 years. I retired from that in May of 2009. Been doing this ever since from home. And very blessed to be able to have my wife, who actually has been able to work from home with me since October of 2010. And again, we've been become seven-figure Amazon sellers, just like Norm has. Probably not as long as Norm. I think, Norm, maybe you've been doing it longer than we have. But I've also been doing a lot of coaching and mentoring, and I've been a power affiliate as well for many other different products. So I'm curious, Norm, because I don't think you ever shared this. How long have you been a seven-figure seller on Amazon?
I had a business partner, and we got started. We were invited in with Matt and Jason back when it was AMM, and then we officially threw in our hat ASM4. So it was about 2.5 years ago, but we had a lot of e-commerce experience, for the last 25 years.
Got it. Okay, so you had that background that you actually became a private label seller later. Okay, cool. All right, so and then we're not gonna be out here throwing numbers at you. Those of you guys know who we are, great. We're not one to brag, but we do know what we're talking about, and numbers can be fudged. I just recently learned of a software that you can go and fudge numbers, and so it's not always real. But what is real is once you start hearing the things that we're going to be teaching, and we have that background, that knowledge, and hopefully we can share that knowledge with you, and you can use it and modify, and not modify, but be able to use it for your own success. So why are we here? Basically, we are here because we are passionate about helping others. Those of you guys that already know this, This is what we've been doing for a very long time. We love the paying it forward motto, where we're always helping others, because we got there we were there one time with you before. If you're not succeeding, we were a floundering, struggling business owner, entrepreneur, and we actually, and Norm's going to talk about this a little bit later, I believe, and so will I, just how we were able to get to the place we are today was because we have learned from other people and other people help pay it forward. So, we're doing that as well. There's a lot of people out there that are struggling right now. We know this. I know there's been a lot of big time courses that go out there that teach some great stuff, and then things change every quickly, and then you just seem like you're just stuck there and trying to figure out what to do. There's all these gurus that are teaching the wrong information, kind of misguiding, and then people are just kind of out there just trying to find a different, what the answer is. I need some guidance. I need some direction, and we want to help being that guiding light for you. So I don't think I was actually advancing that as I went through, but there's the different things that I was just talking about. I'll get used to this because I'm actually broadcasting on 2 screens. I don't do it this way. But so our goals for this webinar, basically, we want to teach you some very specific strategies that you're going to be able to take and utilize in your business right now. It's going to help you increase sales, and that's going to help you make profits. We want to show you how important it is to have a mentor and a mastering group in this business to help guide you to your own achievements and goals. I attribute most of my success to being able to mastermind and mentoring with other people. That has been huge for me. I know, Norm, I think, I don't know if you want to say anything about that now, but I know that has been huge in your business as well. But we're super excited to give you guys the opportunity to have that now for yourselves. And we want to offer you an opportunity to work with us, giving you the training guidance that you need to take your business to the next level. And again, we're going to talk about all that at the very end. Norm, is there anything you want to touch upon on that?
No, well, yeah, maybe just one thing. There are going to be, after my presentation, some sales numbers that and it's incredible. Even when I was putting them together last night, I was taking a look at the numbers, and I just thought if I could take away anything from this would be the numbers that I'm going to be showing at the end of the presentation, how just by doing a couple of simple tricks, which I learned from other people, could really put huge dollars back on the table.
Awesome. Sounds great. And that's all going to be coming. I'm going to share a few tips with you, and then Norm is going to share a presentation with you. We'll talk about mentoring, how important it is, and then tell you what we're going to be working with, what we're offering together. So we do want to share this sales disclaimer. I always do this. Oops, sorry. Let me go back here. I always do this in every webinar that I do. And the reason is because this makes us compliant with the FTC. Basically, and usually I'll read us all through, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to let you know that, like Norm just talked about sales figures, we're going to share some sales figures and data that have been achieved by us, but it has, it doesn't usually reflect the average user. Average users don't take the time to implement and take action, which is why there isn't as much success out there as there should be. So this is not going to be a prediction of sales figures for yourself. We do want to make sure too that you know that AMZ and beyond we're an independent consulting company between Norm and I, and we are not endorsed or Amazon. We're not promoted or affiliated with them at all. Okay. So moving on from that, what are you going to learn today? So, and I just realized here, Norm, that I actually had a thing in there that I didn't switch. Let me fix that right now. All right, so what are we going to learn today? The first thing I'm going to go over here in a second is a simple Amazon sponsored ad trick. It's going to help you catch lost sales. So like I said, those of you guys that have not, don't have an Amazon account, don't worry about this. But those of you, I think most of you guys on this call do have an Amazon seller's account. This is going to help you get more sales. It's something I implemented about 6 months ago, and it helps get more sales on a very low ACoS, which is amazing. We are going to help you discover how to double your traffic and increase your sales. This is Norm's going to be going through all that. The one thing I forgot to put in there, Norm, was we're going to show you a little trick of how to make sure that your Amazon returns are not going back into stock. That has been an issue before, so I didn't put that in there. We are going to share with you our secret weapon, your secret weapon to massive profits in your own product business, and we're going to then give you the opportunity to become a founding member with exclusive benefits. Plus, I want you guys to know that there is going to be a live webinar bonus for this offer. Like I said, this is kind of like a little soft launch. This is the first time Norm and I are doing this, first time we're launching together. You have the opportunity to become a part of this with us at the cheapest amount possible with the most amount of bonuses possible. And like I said, it will be bonuses specifically for this live webinar. If you're catching the recording on it, those bonuses are going to be gone. There's still going to be great deals and bonuses, but not as good as the live webinar bonuses. So make sure that you stick around to the very end. We will get through this pretty quickly. Like I said, you'll have an opportunity to watch the recording of this. So if we're going pretty fast, know that you'll be able to see the recording and directly implement watching things, pause the video, that sort of thing later. But the opportunity that we're going to offer for this to be able to join us as a founding member will be live webinar bonuses. So make sure you stick to the end. I just want to mention too, if you have questions, make sure that you go ahead, you can put them in there in the chat box. I know right now Norm's in there. I'll be in there when he's presenting and vice versa. We will hit the majority of the questions at the very end. And so as you have them, you can put them in there, and we will get to every single question by the end of this webinar. We'll make sure we stick on until we get everything answered and be able to answer your questions regarding the tips and tricks that we're sharing today, and also regarding the becoming a founding member with AMZ and beyond. All right. So is there any questions right now, Norm, that you see in there that I should address before we move on to the first topic here?
No, there's no questions so far.
All right. Perfect. So let's move on. Oh, I do want to share, if you guys have any distractions, I would suggest turning them off, because we're going to start getting into a lot of cool stuff right now. All right. You can always hit the Facebook and catch your email and do customer support if you're doing that later. So let's go ahead and talk about the Amazon sponsored ads trick. All right. What I'm going to do is, what I usually do is I'll explain what it is. I'll give you the step-by-step of what it is, and then I'll show you a visual of what it looks like. All right, so this is going to be a simple Amazon sponsored ads trick that you're going to be able to catch lost sales right away. You're going to discover how to double your traffic and increase. I'm sorry, where am I? I'm actually reading the wrong slide here. Let me go to the right slide so I can do that. There we go. All right, I was reading my last slide, Norm. All right, you're going to be able to follow this step-by-step strategy, creating a new paid advertising campaign. It's going to take minutes. Don't do it on this webinar. Just take some notes here. It's going to be super simple, and it's going to result in super low ACoS. And then you're going to run this campaign as a separate catch-all campaign that's going to run alongside your other campaigns. So basically, we're going to create a new Amazon sponsored ads campaign. You're not going to touch any of the other ones, but what it's going to do is it's going to catch lost sales on keywords that you don't have in there, and it just does it automatically because it's going to be on an auto-targeting campaign. And when I was sharing this with Norm, he said that he wasn't even aware of this little trick, and I think he's going to be implementing it. If you didn't do it already when I shared it with you yesterday, Norm, I think you're going to be doing it today.
Already done.
He did already. Okay. All right. Cool. So it was pretty simple. So this is what this is going to look like here. It is going to be, like I said, a new advertising campaign, and this is actually in my account right here. As you see down below, it has a catch-all and SP. I can't remember what the SP stands for, but it's a catch-all campaign. This is a screenshot that I took from the dates of June 1st of this year to August 30th. So it's 3 months in the summer, which is our slowest time of year. And you can see my overall ad spend there with a cost of 25.4%, which is good. It's not the greatest, but we take any traffic we can. If I were to show you an ad spend during the holiday season, you'd be shocked at how much we spend, but we get a great return on that. But below that, you'll see the spend is just about $54, and it brought in $722 in sales, which has an ACoS of 7.5%. Now that 7.5% is actually a little higher than it was in months prior. I've had this down to months between 3 and 4%, and delivering the same amount of sales basically. It's because this is a slow season right now in the summer for us anyway. And during the holiday season, this will be the first time for the fourth quarter that we actually had this campaign in place. I can't wait to see what it's going to do. So here is what it looks like on the inside of that. So if you were to click on that catch-all to go in it, and I have these the names of the groups blotted out because each of the names of the ad group is actually the name of the product that we are hitting upon. And when I say product, I don't mean a specific SKU. I mean, it could be a bunch of SKUs, and I'll share with you in a second. So if there's variations of the same product or different models, it could all be in the same account. And then what we do is see they're all running right now, and how many ads is the amount of products we have in there. So you'll see this. There's the second from the bottom there. We actually have 60 ads, which means we have 60 similar products that are all in the same campaign, and that has a lot more impressions. Although you look at the third one down, that has actually even more impressions than the one down below. But see, it varies. It doesn't really matter on the products. 28 looks like it has the most, but you'll see the third one down and the bottom one, ACoS 3.7%, and then the very bottom one 3.3%. How about spending $6 to bring back $164? Or how about spending almost $3 to bring back almost $90? That's what we're talking about here, and this is what I want you to set up today and take notes of how to do this. So this is what it's going to look like to set it up. So step one, And like I said, you guys are going to get the recordings on this, but I would jot down very quickly how to do this. The recordings will be up soon. But again, pretty simple to do this. You're just going to go into your Amazon sponsored ads account and you're going to create a new campaign. And then you can call it whatever you want. I like to call it catch-all because catch-all shows me that it's going to be for all my products, and I will know that whenever I add new products that I want to add to the catch-all campaign. So you're going to be ever growing that as you're adding new products and such. You're going to set a very small budget, all right? Some people say, small budget, Dave, really? 100? Those of you guys that have been working with me before in the past, you know that I set, once I have campaigns that are working, I set budgets up to almost $10,000. Why? Because they're working, and I want Amazon to give me as much traffic as they can. It also shows that I'm a big time player. If you had an ad budget of $5 and I had one of 10,000, I think Amazon's going to give me more traffic than you, right? It's just the way sometimes it works. It might be a small part of the algorithm, but so $100 is not much. But you can always start with 100 and add more to it later. But it's only going to do catching all of what you already have. You're going to select automatic targeting. We're not going to be putting our manual keywords in there. The campaign's going to be pulling it in for yourself. And then you're going to click the next step. So this is basically that first screen, and I'm going to show you a visual of that here in a second. And then you're going to click to continue the next step. So it's going to look like this. You have that catch-all campaign that we named it, and you're going to put a daily budget of 100. If you want to go less, that's fine. I mean, if you don't have the tolerance for that, do realize that this campaign is not going to spend you that much money, because on this next step 2, you're going to see that we're only bidding 5 cents, okay? You're going to then do automatic targeting and select next to continue on the next page. So that's step 1, very simple. And then we're going to go to step number 2. Next step is you're going to, and I'm going to show you the visual of this there in a second. You're going to choose the ad group name for the product that you're promoting. Again, you're going to want to do this ad group step. So step 2 is going to be done multiple times. So you're going to have the one campaign, several ad groups in there for each of your niche products in there. You're going to search for the products and then add them to be targeted. So you're selected to be targeted. You're going to set the very low default bid at 5 cents, and then you're going to click finish. All right, so I'm going to give you a second to write that down. Very, very simple though. So again, step 2 is going to be copied over and over again to be able to do multiple products within separate ad groups. All right. We don't want it to be one ad group for everything, and I'll show you here in a second when I do this example. So the visual of this will look like this. Here, like this is an example of Android charging cables. All right. So what I did was, instead of just having all my products in there, we have hundreds of products. I want to search for the specific one. So this Android charging cables would be one category. Maybe iPhone charging cables would be another. That's general enough. So even though if you see here we have 3 products for Android, those would all be added together. So I would go ahead, search Android, I would select those 3 products, and then I would go to the next screen. All right. So this is going to be the ad group name. So I know it's the Android charging cables, and then I will add those charging cables. Then on the next, and this is the same screen. I just had to do 2 screenshots because it was a large page there. So here you're going to then put in your default bid of 5 cents. All right, you don't want to do any more than that. You really don't want to do any less. 5 cents has been the magic number. That's what's worked great. Even though you'll see there the suggested bid is $1, and the bid range is 38 cents all the way to $2.02. Don't let that fool you. All right, you have other campaigns that are probably catching the bigger names and whatnot, the bigger keywords. Don't worry about it. You want to do 5 cents. You're gonna click save and finish. All right, and that's it. It's set up. Then again, you're gonna want to come in. So if I went back to the following slide here, you want to come back, do a new ad group, right? And then do, if I had iPhone charging cables, I'd do our iPhone charging cables. I do the iPhone ones, select add them, 5 cents next, right? New ad group. Then let's say I had waterproof cell phone cases, or maybe if they were very specific, waterproof iPhone 7 cases. It doesn't matter. All those cases could be all in the same category, okay? Because they're all going to be based, it can be general. And then we'd add all those things. And then let's say you had, let's say you were doing a kitchen carving knife or something like that. Then if you had any more than one, you'd put all this in there and so on. So it looks like that. Then you're going to do the monitoring of it, and all you're going to do basically is just watch it to see how it performs, just like you do with any other sponsored ad. This is going to take a little bit more time for Amazon to find some keywords in there that you're missing, but let it run. you're going to start seeing it perform well. Usually in about a week, you'll see some things happening, some good things happening. You might be tempted to say, hey, if you have all of a sudden you might have you might see like $1 spend and you made $50, right? And that would be an ACoS of what, 50 cents, or 0.5%. I did this, all right, and I'm doing this and telling you so you guys don't do this. Don't say, hey, let me up this thing to 25 cents, because that's not going to work. I've tried it; it doesn't work. You can go up to 10 cents is what I've found, but no higher than that. Once you go higher than that, it just you're starting to get into other advertising costs, other advertisers, and it's not going to work for you. So what I found though that does work is you can increase your bids by 1 cent to scale to the most effective until you hit a point of diminishing returns, and then you can pull it back. All right. So for example, if I hit 10 cents and I'm still doing well, I might go up to 11 cents. And if I'm still doing well, then I might go up to 12 cents. And by still doing well, you might have to go a week. All right. If it starts, your ACoS has started getting into an area, you're like, I was doing better at 11 cents, then I'd pull it back to 11 cents. But that's what the monitor is going to be. And I'm just curious, like it's a very simple tactic. It works well. As you saw from our numbers, we don't spend that much money. We have a lot of products in there, but it brings back a great return. So it is something great you can implement into your business right away. Norm, is there any questions on that before I move on to the next one?
There's no questions.
Perfect. Hopefully that's because I did a good job explaining it. If you guys do have any questions about it, go ahead and put it in there, and we'll hit upon those either here in a second or later. The next one is going to be an Amazon's returns tip. This is something that Norm and I were talking about, and I'll just go over the steps and explain what it is. And then Norm, if you want to explain a little bit of how that affected somebody, that'll be a cool story. So sure. A lot of times, Amazon will take your customer returns and they'll put them back into your new inventory sale again, which sometimes is okay, right? Something comes back brand new and it goes back to stock, then it's not going back to you, it's not getting disposed of, whatever it is that you have chosen for that, it can be sold again. The problem is that this usually leads to more, to not only more refunds but in returns, but it leads to negative reviews, negative seller feedback, and even product listings getting suspended, which this has happened to us. And there's a way to prevent this from happening. I do want to say, though, that even though you might set this up correctly, Amazon still sometimes will put a returned product back in the stock, but you're actually going to you're going to say in your settings here in Amazon, if you haven't done this already, I'd suggest to do it, that you don't want any returned product from customers put back into new stock. Because a lot of times Amazon will say, oh, this looks new, but they don't open the box and see that it's damaged or there's something wrong with it. And all it's going to do is lead to the next customer buying that and giving you a bad feedback, problems, and a return. All right, so here's what we're going to want to do. First of all, these are the steps to implement this, this tip to change this in effect right away if you don't already have this set. In your Amazon seller's account, go to settings, and then go to Fulfillment by Amazon, which I believe is the very last option in the settings. The third area down then on that page is going to be called Repackaging Settings. You're going to click on Edit, and you're going to change the repackaging unsellable customer returns to disable, and then click Update. That's it. Very simple. I'll show you the visual here in just 1 second. But all you're doing is you're telling Amazon, no, I don't want you to take my returns and put them back in the selling condition. All right? This is what it's going to look like. So you come into the settings, this first top part here. Oops, sorry. Actually, forgot to put those in there. No, if I do that, just say, hey, Dave, you're not updating the slides. There's the instructions again. Sorry. I have two different, for some reason, when I'm actually doing the slide deck on the one monitor, it's not advancing on the other monitor. I wish it would go together. But those are the instructions right there. And this is what the visual looks like. So the top part there is when you go to the Fulfillment by Amazon settings, which is under settings, and it's the third one down here, repackaging settings. You want to click, you'll see if it says enabled in your account, you're going to want to change that. You need to disable that. And to do that, you click on edit, and then you have these repackaging settings down below. You just disable it right there, click update, and you're done. Very simple. Norm, do you want to share your story about that?
Yeah, sure. So this happened yesterday, and that's how we got talking about this. So I had a client that called and said that they were experiencing some problems with a product. That a client called and said that they had a product that was sent out by Amazon that it looked like it had been used, and that the pump, it was a cosmetic type product, had actually broken, and somebody put Scotch tape around it. So not only did this person give a 1-star review, Amazon suspended that product until he comes back and says, how is he going to resolve this? Well, it would have been a really simple fix if he would have just disabled this. The other thing that affects you when you're working with something like this, and most people don't realize that Amazon will just put it back into inventory when you get these returns back. If you allow them to do it, you're opening yourself up to 1, 2, 3-star reviews because you don't know the condition that the product is arriving to the consumer. So this is an easy fix.
Easy fix. Yeah, even though Amazon, even though you might direct them certain ways, they might still do things that you're like, wait a second, I told you not to do it. But this will take care of the majority of the problem. So go ahead, implement that. And that's just one of the tips that we will be sharing every time that we're doing our mentoring. I wanted to get in there the setting up the Amazon store. If you haven't done that already, we will go over that in one of our first webinars, one of our first training calls, and show you the value of that and how to take advantage of having your own store URL. And there's a lot of different things you can do, including sending lots of ad traffic to it. So Norm is going to take over now and share his screen. So I think the first thing I need to do is disable mine, right? You see, Wilfried says that Zoom is horrible. This is my first time using it, Wilfried. It is Norm's platform. We're testing it out and see how it's going to work. The reason why we're either going to use Zoom or we're going to use, we might use Blue Jeans, which is an on social app, is because we are going to, well, you're going to learn more about that here at the end of the webinar, but when we're actually doing this or mentoring and coaching you and working in your business, we're going to have people be able to share their screens, and it is a great way to do it. So we're going to see what's going to work better, this or Blue Jeans on social. I don't know, Wilfried, if you had a chance to use that, but I have before in the past, but it doesn't do a good job with webinars and registering for people for webinars, which is why we ended up using Zoom.
So hopefully the content that we've provided so far, you found enjoyable, and you can put it into effect right away. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you just a couple of tricks. And a lot of these I thought were pretty obvious, but when I was talking to, oh geez, they could be $100,000 seller or a $2,000 seller, a lot of the times they look at it and they go, I've never implemented it. So what I'm trying to do is get you to take a look at your product. Don't be a bottom dweller. I want you to invest a couple of pennies and turn them into dollars. And at the end of this presentation, what you're going to show, and this is what I'm excited to show you, is that by increasing your price, sometimes you increase traffic, but you've got to do it with building blocks. So I'm just going to present to you, first of all, something that I showed at a conference recently, and we took this product, which was absolutely horrible. Great product, but the packaging, and I changed this to protect the seller, but the packaging is literally blues, powder blues. You couldn't read the logo, and yes, it had sort of a body part on there with growth growing out of it. It was terrible. So these people had called us and 18 months earlier, and they were interested in a launch. The problem was, when we told them what they needed to do, they said, no. We're willing to give you X number of dollars. And so what ended up happening is we ended up just stopping the conversation, because they weren't willing to put any dollars into their product. Now they literally were thinking, look, I bought the product, I'm a private labeler, it's Amazon's responsibility to market this for us, which is not the case. So what we did is really simple. So 18 months, they had less than $1,000 in sales. I tested the product. It was a good product. It had an incredible scent to it. The packaging and the branding was awful. So we talked to them. We turned them down because they just weren't willing to do what it would take to get the product up and going. 18 months later, they came back and they said, look, take it, run with it, do what you have to do with it. And if you do it right, we'll get you going on some other products. So we took a look at it, and really what they were doing is they were kind of selling it almost as a medicine. It was just dark, dreary colors. You couldn't even read it. Like, even I think I did a better job branding in the fake product than they did. And what we did is we just changed the color around. We took a look at what was selling. Everybody was in these brown bottles. We took it into, we thought maybe a blue bottle, but we went with the green, and we turned it into a really natural kind of wellness product. And we took this sort of brown bag product and just marketed the product into a variety of different markets. And within 3 months, the product was selling $70,000 a month. So I just want to show you, these are actual shots. So 18 months earlier, because of terrible packaging, nothing, $1,000. Within the first month, and we gave away 240 units. So yeah, out of that first 500 units that came in, 240 were giveaways or gift cards. So we ended up with $8,000 worth of sales. Now, they were doing the happy dance, and they would have stopped there. And then the second month, we ended up with 28,000 with very, very few giveaways, 28,200. And the third month, we got up to 68,000. But it was killer. We were doing so well, and we warned them that, look, we have to have more product in there. So the product left, but they wanted to save $100. They wanted to save $100, and it ended up going through a different transport company, and the transport company ended up taking 10 days. Well, it took about 3 or 4 days extra to get it into Amazon. Amazon took a few extra days, and we missed out. We calculated it that with the extra dollars that they needed for promotion to get the sales momentum back and the sales, over a 2-month period, they lost over $40,000 in sales. Now, we were able to get it back in July, and in August, we had a record month, and we're well over $100,000 a month now in sales. So this is on a product that sold nothing for 18 months. So what I want to do is I just want to go through and give you a bit more details and just some questions to ask. And it all starts really with a good product, quality packaging, incredible images. I can't stress enough, to spend it on the images and do things that no one else is doing. So I'm going to show you and get into it a bit further here. And the first thing is, look, you have to have a good product. A great product's better, but if you have a good product, great. But don't depend on your mom. If your mom's telling you that you're having a great product and your relatives tell you have a great product, it doesn't count. Go down to your verified reviews. Take a look at what real customers are saying, and if you're noticing that you have 2-star, 3-star reviews, then you have to really rethink it. Now, it doesn't mean you have to give it up. It means you have to go back to your supplier and try to fix the issues that are happening. Now, sometimes you have to serve divorce papers to your product. Do not fall in love with your product. Get rid of it. If you cannot, if your supplier cannot fix the problems, if you don't think it's a problem, if you have a gut feel it's not a good product, if you've just got 2 or 3-star reviews, get rid of it. It's not worth going a year and having all the stress and aggravation. Go on to a new product and just cut your losses. So great product is the first starting point. Now, this might sound very obvious, but quality packaging. Within the last, probably 2 months, have worked with $1 million a month seller on Amazon, and it was about developing packaging. He was doing $1 million a month and incredible product, but the packaging still wasn't there. And we've increased the packaging and the sales went up. So what am I looking for when I'm doing the packaging? I call it the Brady Bunch approach. I take my product, I put it where Alice was in the Brady Bunch, and I surround it by the other 8. So now I take a look and I put my competitor, my top competitors to left and right, and then other ones. And then I just take a look about with the product and the product packaging. So how do I compare? The type of material. Is it just, are the competitors using just like cheap Chinese packaging, tuck boxes? Can I improve it? Can I give it a better material, like maybe a corrugated cardboard instead of, or maybe a micro corrugated or a rigid box, something that'll set us apart from everybody else. And then I have to look at the type of print. Is it a one-color print? Am I just going to be doing minimal printing? Am I going to have raised printing, like an embossed print or a debossed print? Just the type of print is critical. What I find is a lot of people, when they're putting the print onto the package, they want to just tell their life story, and that's not the spot to do it. You want to have, like, what I call less is more. Some people's products, like if you've got maybe a craft paper, Or if it's like a bar of soap, sometimes you see in the craft markets, it might have craft paper with a black and white stamp with a ribbon around it or a cord around it. That's fine. But I like taking it to probably in between, where you've got your logo, your company information. And one thing I should point out is I use the whole box. So if I've got maybe a soap, let's just use soapbox. So I've got a soapbox and I have the top, the bottom, and the sides. Well, no, if I plan it properly, I actually have the inside flap, instead of just opening it up from the top, if I make it where I can open up to present the soap, and then the soap's lying there, it's a much better customer experience. Plus it allows you to imprint the inside lid, and you can put a print on the bottom. So you're getting a little bit more information into the package. Now, some of the really, the critical information that you need to put on is your company information, social media, phone, email, website, manufactured by, distributed by. This is not going against Amazon's terms of service. They're not going to stop your product from going on there. This is a retail product. You can have that information on there. It's not a problem. The FNSKU, and for those that are working with Amazon, FNSKU is like your UPC code. I've got a couple of slides to show you how you can edit it to make it look just a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And then you can promote. Don't be afraid to throw a QR code on there and point it back to a promotion on your website, a video. It could be a VIP page. It could be a new product that you want them to try. It's a great way to get people to go away from Amazon and take them to your e-commerce site. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of examples of packaging. The first package, although it looks like it's Chinese packaging, this was made in the US. The guy went to Fiverr. He got his money's worth. It was really worth that $5. Got no sales. Brought it over to us, and what we did is we took a look at this. We wanted to make this, again, it was more of a natural product. It was all natural ingredients. It was a great product. And we also wanted to provide ease of use, so that bringing back that customer experience. Okay, I've just experienced this today with my beard. I have a beard. I have beard shampoo. I also have conditioner. It's in the same bloody bottle. So no matter, it's just my luck. I take the bottle, I put it in my hand, it's conditioner. Got to wash it off, put the shampoo in. And my luck today was I did it again. I didn't learn the first time, but it's the same bottle. So just easily color code it, and the user experience will be that much better. That's all we're trying to do, is make the customer really just love the product for little things, and they're not even aware of it. I just look at it and I go, okay, there's color coding. We also did very subtle differences on the label. The next one, this is typical Chinese packaging. So you got to remember, and this is so important, Chinese manufacturers are not Chinese designers. They'll take your product, they'll get it out to you, you'll get your product, and it'll be an average box with an average design. That's not what they're meant to do. Their strength is manufacturing that product. Don't bring them in. This is usually 90% of the time or more, that's their weakness. You have to go to a package design company or a graphic artist to get the artwork, and either supply it to the manufacturer and tell them exactly what you're looking for, or deal with the design company directly and then have them ship the boxes over to the manufacturer. Just take a look at the two different examples. So the one on the left was just kind of a cheap board stock. The logo, again, it was a Fiverr logo made for welders, I think, not for kids. We took it and we took a look at who the audience was. And it was for 3- and 4-year-old kids. So we made it really bright, vibrant colors. We wanted it to pop. But not only that, we thought, well, this would be really, cool if we could create a storage container. But how could we do that? So we put a handle on it so the kids could walk around with it. And then our designer came up with a really cool idea. Well, let's have a kind of an interactive kind of game where they can play. So maybe the kids won't use the game, maybe they will. But it just gives you that impact of, this color, it's vibrant. And when you open up the box, you're just not looking at craft paper. So we laminated both sides of it so we can print on the both sides, and we added the handle. And I think the box at completed was about 23 cents, I think. It was either 23 or 33 cents. Now here's the FNSKUs. So on every Amazon product going into fulfillment, you have to have an F&SKU label. Now, you can pay 20 cents for Amazon to do it, which is a big mistake. Amazon doesn't care where they put it. They can put it over your product. They can put it over the top fold, the bottom fold. They don't care where they put it. If you create the label yourself and edit the label and put it onto your box, you don't have to worry about it. Plus, you save 20 cents. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that you can edit it. Just download the label and you can do it in Acrobat, or if you can send it over to your designer, they can edit it very easily. It takes 2 seconds, and take off the title and the new, not needed. The only thing that I would recommend is that if you are working like this screen, a black background, you should have a white border around it so their scanners can pick up the code. Now, everything like the quality of the product and the packaging, that by itself will get you more sales. So just do that, take a look, do the Brady Bunch thing, and you will get more sales. Now, if you add these other ones, these are the other building blocks that'll help out to make you stand out. So next is incredible images. Now, I've talked about this before, but because you own an iPhone or a camera does not make you a photographer. A real photographer equals great sales. If you've got 2 or 3 products lined up and you're looking at it, the very first thing you're looking at is the visual. And it's the visual that's going to drive the sale to make you look at the title. And if you've got the exact same product and you've got one that's an okay photograph, one that's a terrible photograph, and one that's a fantastic photograph, the guy with the fantastic photograph is going to kill the sales. People don't understand. If you haven't taken a course, or if you're not a photographer, you don't understand what the proper lens can do, or what proper lighting can do, or even the angle. The difference, and I'm going to show you this in a second, just a slight angle will do to just trigger that sale. A professional picture and image, I've heard this before, is worth 1,000 words. Well, no, it's worth thousands of dollars, maybe tens of thousands of dollars, because you spent an extra couple of bucks on the image. Now, a lot of people are going to have a heart attack when I say this, but you can't spend $20 on an image. You can. You might get some good images. There might be a Fiverr guy out there that'll do it. But I say for a set of pictures, that's the 7 to 9 pictures that you have with the copy, with features and benefits, with key ingredients, putting it all together runs from around $500 to $2,500. So I'll wait, and a few people can pick themselves up off the floor, but that's what it's worth. It's worth $500 to $2,500 bucks. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. So this is just a simple picture. The one on the left was actually low resolution. It was on the listing. You can see that the shading, you can't see the logo. The handle, even that guy's print at the hand is in the shadows. It doesn't come out. If you take a look on the right-hand side with the proper lighting, you can actually see the logo. It's high res. And the features are on the handle, which we actually highlight a couple of safety figures or features, and we bring people's attention to the handle and the locking mechanism, which is also highlighted. With this one, this is we did something for the EBC, so I just wanted to show the header. These are product shots. These are not computer generated. So the product shot on the left, then we took it and we thought, okay, well, maybe we'll put some instructions on there. We pulled out a couple of key features and benefits, and then we did the certification. There's all sorts of things that you can put like on top of this. You could have the ingredients in there. You could have a guarantee, but these just make your images stand out more. Now on this one, I really like I brought the 2 examples, the one on the far left and then the one in the middle. If you take a look at the package, that's at the proper angle. Now, if you take a look in the middle, that's slightly higher using same lens, but just slightly higher. And just take a look. We split test this photo. We took out the box and we just used the one on the left and the one on the right. And we found that about 22% more people had a tendency to buy the one on the left, which is the one beside the package. And that's strictly only because of the angle. So it's that important. And even like for this is a white cap on a white background with a yellow liquid. Very hard to take this photograph. And similar to the Barberi one where you had the black and the white, very hard. Unless you're a good photographer, it's hard to bring out that whole look. Now, this is sort of my favorite part. These are the things that you do that other people don't do. And you're going to find the high majority of people, even the good sellers, like the really successful sellers, aren't doing a lot of these, and they can improve their sales just by implementing a few things. So what you have to do is you have to take a look at your product and ask questions. Write it down. You know, just these are things that you can ask your manufacturer if you're looking to source a new product or to improve the product you have already in existence. So if we take a look at the imprint options, people think, oh, geez, you know, it's an imprint, no big deal. Take a look at what your product, the product that you have, and if people are just doing a simple screen imprint, maybe it makes sense to do a laser imprint, or maybe you can do some sort of sublimation, or maybe you can do a laser etch. There's all sorts of different types of printing, and this is what you have to bring out of your manufacturer. When you're talking with them, if they do screen print, maybe you can do an embossed logo. Embossed is when it's pressed in. Debossed is when the letters are raised. Laser etched, you've probably seen that, but it's really fine detail. Acid etch is, if you're working with metals, it's sort of a tone-on-tone look on a knife blade where you can see a logo. And embroidery, you know, that works. Or maybe it's vulcanized rubber. I've even seen on hats where they've used metal stamps and put a cast on, like a metal cast on the hat. So there's tons of options. Just be different than what everybody else is doing. The type of color. So one color imprint, it's great. Sometimes just doing something simple, a one color imprint is much better than multicolor, because so many people, when they're putting together colors, don't understand how to work the colors. They're contrasting, or they don't work together. You don't need a lot of color to bring out. Sometimes, I don't know if you've ever seen, but the black and white photographs where they just highlight a little bit of red or a little bit of orange or some color, and it brings out where your eye should travel to. Well, that's the same thing when you're working with multicolor. You want your eye to travel to different areas of the package to get to the buying decision. And then one of the types of imprinting that I like, probably I use this the most, is called tone-on-tone, where it's just a very subtle look. So I find that a lot of tone-on-tone imprints means higher perceived value. That's not 100% of the time, but it just looks subtle. And you can get that like with a laser etch, or you could just, let's say if you have something gray, you might just put something in black, just very subtle imprint. Now, when you're looking at what to imprint or how to imprint, let's say you have a bottle. You can sticker the bottle. You can actually put the label on the bottle. You can imprint directly on the bottle, which I think looks the best and the cleanest. Sometimes you're packaging with bags. Well, you can sticker the bag, you can imprint the bag. The bag could have a poly or a Ziploc bag. There's all these options. So if your competitor's got just a simple poly bag with a sticker on it, go to a Ziploc bag and maybe ask the manufacturer if they can make that a full color imprint, and which is very inexpensive to do, and it should outperform the other one as long as everything else is equal. Now, the beard comb. Okay, yep, I got a beard, and I wanted to, I bought 3 beard combs to prove a point here. So I went into Amazon, and I've got 3 different beard combs. One, I'll just come over here. How many, and the reason I did this is I wanted to show you how many ways could you sell this product and how you could build the perceived value. So live event, lovely, my beard comb broke. So I've got half a beard comb. But anyways, the beard comb, the one I purchased, had no imprint on it, okay? That was a 75-cent purchase from Amazon. I got another one that had a laser etch on it, and then I received another one that was not only laser etched, but it had a sleeve around it, which had marketing material, and it had a leather vinyl pouch. Now, if you want to take a look at options, the vinyl pouch could have been plain. It could have had embossed logo, but the one that I got ended up with an embossed logo, and it had an added value an added value item by having the die cut so I could bring my cash with me or a credit card. So here's the difference in price, and you can see this right on Jungle Scout. The one with 75 cents got $2,000 to $3,000 worth of sales. I know the price on these, they were 25, 30 cents. And the guy who got them from the exact same manufacturer, who asked the questions and got the better quality packaging, sold it for $18.90 or $18.75, and he was doing at the time when I took a look at this was $15,000 a month, and now I've seen it up to $20,000 a month. Now that's adding probably 60 extra cents in packaging, and the box, by the way, was incredible as well. So everything about it, the guy went for the cheap cello wrap package, or the guy that spent a couple extra dollars. It was $2,000 to $3,000 compared to $15,000 to $20,000 in sales. So here's a few other options. This is for I call it pre-packaging. So we already talked about the protective sleeve, the vinyl sleeve, a wraparound. You could protect the corners. You can package your product, like even the comb or a bar of soap. You can just put tissue on it and put a sticker on it with a saying, thank you, enjoy. You could add a cloth. You could put a cloth with a pull string on it. You could add a Ziploc bag, or you could add maybe some EVA foam where it could be custom cut out, where you can place the product into the box so it gives you that perceived value. Now, this could be for packaging, or it could be the product itself. Look at the material. What are your color choices? If everybody's doing red, why don't you do black or gold or silver? If they're using plastic, maybe choose a metal, or a vinyl over, if they're using vinyl, use leather. Maybe it's a wood type product. Maybe take a look at using solid wood instead of a veneer wood or a particle board. What type of wood type? Soft wood, or like a birch over a hardwood, like a cherry, a mahogany, and the wood scent. Sometimes you'll package the product in a box, maybe a cedar box where it has a really nice scent, or maybe the product itself, like this beard comb. This is made out of sandalwood. You could also do this out of a cedar, but it just gives different options. It might be the different color of wood that might set off the, it might give it that high perceived value. And the other thing that I look at is upgrades. So like with a garden shear, for example, and there's so many variables, so I'm just going to pick a garden shear. You could use aluminum blades, steel carbon blades, or you could upgrade to titanium. I know that titanium sells, and I know that you can get a higher price for titanium. I also know that if I used aluminum, it might work, but it's got a lighter feel. The heavier the weight, the higher perceived value. Plastics to glass, or fragrance. So for cosmetic industry, you can have artificial fragrance, you can have all natural fragrance, or you can go and spend a little bit more money and get essential oils. Now, I know I used to be involved with a business that did remotes, and what we used to do is put lead into the remote because it gave it a higher perceived value. If you give one remote with nothing out, and you probably see this at home with your remotes, it's really lightweight. Well, it should be. The only reason why your other ones have any weight to it is because there's some lead in it. And the lead costs you a penny, and you can get way more money out of it. Now, this sounds obvious, but this is something that you need to ask your suppliers as well. If you've got a product that's a certain size, could it be bigger? Does it make sense to be smaller? Can it be a different size? Can you put it in a different type of container? What about bundling it? What about bundling it with a 2-pack or a 3-pack? Or maybe it's just an added value item. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Like we tested this out with some soap. We did a 1-ounce bar of soap. We put it into a pack, and we sold it as a 5-pack. And what we found is people were saying, "Oh, can you give me just that 1 cent?" Or we started getting 2 stars and 3 stars because the soap was too small. Plus, we couldn't get it to a price point where it made any sense. No pun intended. So we tried a 4-ounce. And the 4-ounce, we couldn't get it over that $10 mark. So we went to a 5-ounce bar, and we got it to sell between $9.99 and $12.95. Well, then it was kind of an aha moment. I went and I got a 25-cent soap mitt. I put in free scraps from my manufacturer, and I sold it for $14.95. So it ended up a couple of months with promotions. We were actually doing the promotion where you get the bar and the soap mitt, but the scraps by itself actually outsold some of our soap during, I think it was last February or so. Anyways, we're doing more of it, but we couldn't keep up with the demand on the scraps, so we had to scrap that idea. And then if you're taking a look at another one, Dead Sea Mud, 16-ounce Dead Sea Mud, the market was completely saturated, and people, I saw the price go from $59.99 down to $19.99. The average price was going for about $29.99, and we had a client that came over to us and said they wanted to get in the market. So I said, there's no way, don't get it into the market. You're going to just, give away thousands. They make a little bit. So then we came at it at a different angle, and we just did our research, and we thought, well, hold it, we could do 8-ounce, but let's do 4-ounce. And so we created a 4-ounce tin, a premium quality tin. We did tone on tone, and we started selling the 4 ounces for $24.95, and we were selling it all day long. It was it gave the 16-ounce containers a real good run for their money. So we were one of the first on the market with that. Now there's a lot more doing the 4 ounces, but again, we weren't afraid to keep the price up and just make a smaller dollar or a smaller amount. Now these are the things. If you are going to take any notes, these are the things that I love this stuff. The most important, least expensive, and it's just what it does is all this is doing is increasing the buyer experience. So customer likes what they might not even notice why they like it, but it just could be ease of purchase. Well, Amazon makes it easy. But what about, okay, oh, there's my conditioner, there's my shampoo, so color code. Well, also psychologically, if you're getting a product, let's say it's supplements, or if it's some sort of, you can use the shampoo as well, it's shrink wrap, so you've got to peel it off, and then there might be a safety seal, especially with supplements. It just gives that warm and fuzzy. Other things that we do is notes. We put notes. It looks like handwritten notes. Sometimes we put actual handwritten notes into the product. I've received cards. I've never worked with cards. I thought it were kind of expensive, but you could, send out a card to the buyer and just thank them, for the purchase. Another thing that goes a long way is a certificate of authenticity. You're building your brand. Nobody knows you, but if you put a certificate of authenticity, it almost immediately builds trust and authority. So you look like you have a bigger brand than you do. Now this one I almost didn't want to talk about because I've seen so many people misuse this. But if you do it right and you do it with helping out a charity, then this is well worth it. What you try to do is you try to align with a charity that that you can help out, and you don't give off like a fraction of 1%. Give back to the charity, and don't promote yourself when you're promoting the charity. Try to promote it. If you're putting an insert into a package, promote the charity. It's all about them at that point. All you're doing is trying to show that you have this perception of being community oriented and giving back. For us, we'll even have a web page, a lead page that will drive people to, sometimes with a QR code. It doesn't even have our logo on it, but it goes back to the site where you can donate. And just by doing this, we get loyal customers just because they like what we're doing. And we believe in this, the charities that we help out too. Then you can always do the inserts, which can, they're great for grabbing people's emails. You can do a VIP page, new product. You can give them discount codes. The QA inspection, so inspect product, you should do that in China, or you can do that in the US. You want to make sure that you spend the $200 or $300 to make sure that they pull out the product to make sure everything looks good. Now, this means cleaning your product. You go to Kitchen Nightmare and you see Chef Ramsay going absolutely ballistic on people when the plate's not set up properly. Well, it's their job to clean the plate and present the food. Our job, or the inspection job, has to make the product aesthetically pleasing. So when you get that buyer experience, that they know it's clean and that the product works. Add-ons, not a lot of people do add-ons, but let's say you're doing a garden tool, throw in a pack of seeds. And for samples, the obvious one for me is shampoo and conditioner. You get a bottle of shampoo. Here's a small package of conditioner. It's also got a promo code on it if they want to buy it. So now I'm wrapping up here. I've got one last tip that I'm going to show you, but really one thing that I want to stress is that if you're an Amazon seller or if you're selling anything on e-commerce, Shopify store, buy it. I go to so many conferences where people just never bought their own product. They've never seen it. It's never been in their house. Go to Amazon or Shopify, buy your product, and see what your customers are experiencing. When they open up the package, is it clean? When it arrives, how does it arrive? The labels, if you haven't put the Amazon labels on, that's how you can see how terrible it is, the way that they just slap it on anywhere. Read the reviews. Don't read your family's reviews. Read the verified reviews, and you know, these are your customers. If you can improve the product, then go and inform your manufacturer to do it. But you constantly strive to improve the product and constantly strive to increase the buying experience. You're going to have sales. Your sales will definitely increase. Now here's the last tip. So now we've got a great product. We've got a quality packaging, incredible images. Now, and you did what other people didn't do, or if they were doing it, you did it better. Don't be afraid to raise the price. This is the slide I wanted to show you. The company that we were dealing with in the 3-month case, their original price was $9.99. They absolutely argued. Oh, it's like pulling hair. They wouldn't go over $10. Nobody would buy their product over $10. Their price, what I did is I took the units that we sold last month and we applied it to the price. So the price was $9.99. They would have made $2,500 profit off of the units that we sold last month. We increased the price in May to $12.99, and then $15.99, and then in July $17.99, August $19.99. The exact same product with the exact same amount was $55,000 profit, and this month, using the same numbers, and we expect the numbers to go up, is $76,125 profit. That's taking out all the Amazon fees, the product cost, the transportation. It's not taking into consideration a cost or any giveaways that we've given away. But with this product, there was very little. So what you left on the table, if you didn't bring up the price, you were leaving $71,600 on the table. Now, this is not over a period of 3 months. This is monthly. So this is the least he's going to make this month. And probably the product's going to go up. We're going to drive some more traffic. So I think that's probably it. One of the things that you can target when you do these steps, 40 to 70% profit margins, and that's it.
Sweet. Yeah, so if you guys can see what Norm was talking about there, it's just, you know, spending a little bit money up front, where a lot of people, like you said, might cringe a little bit about having to spend that much money to get things, but that is month over month over month that would generate over time. So these are things so I believe, Norm, and correct me if I'm wrong, that was one of the clients that you have too, that work with you individually, correct? They pay you a lot of money to work with you?
I rather think that they make a lot of money.
It's a mutual deal there. But
right.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys like these tips and tricks and things that we're sharing with you to take your business to the next level, you know, this is what you're going to have a chance to be able to work with us, and we're going to be talking about that here in a second. So let me actually switch over, and I know we're an hour and 10 minutes in, so I hope you guys are enjoying the value that we're providing here, and that you're finding great value in it. I know that I learn a lot from Norm. I'm sure Norm already shared he's learned from me too. So hopefully you guys are getting a lot from it. Let me share my screen here. Let me get back to the right one there. Is that showing the beard guy there again?
It's showing the beard guy.
Awesome. And that's a real beard, by the way, just so you guys know. That's not fake there. He really uses those combs and everything else. Good stuff. Okay, so I am going to move on to our next part here, which is your secret weapon to massive profits in the product business. So I'm going to go through some of this pretty quickly because like I said, we're so far in. Again, you'll have access to all these things, but we definitely want to show you, how powerful this is going to be for you and your business. And Norm, we'll bounce off some of these things back and forth, just add some comments, and then we'll go through them. There was one question. I think I answered it correctly in the chat. Just check there to verify. But any other questions we'll answer there at the end. So what do successful entrepreneurs have in common? First of all, they must have a lot of determination. They're not afraid to take risks. They have a high level of confidence. They have a strong desire to learn and invest in themselves. And most importantly, they have a strong mentor and or success group in order to grow best. So I know a lot of people that are in this business. That's probably the last one. It might be the one that you're missing. I know a lot of these qualities have brought you into what you're doing currently and probably why you're on this call. And like I said, the people that are on live right now, you guys are going to be getting a special deal here as we go through this. You guys are the go-getters. You are the top 1% of all those go-getters that are out there. But you might need that extra, strong mentor success group. And, I know that I wouldn't be in a place if it wasn't for that. So the importance of having a mentor. So one great mentor, what can it do for you? Let me get my slide here over here. So a special person who has inspired and encouraged you to become the better version of yourself, take risks, and not be afraid to chase success. Mentors often see something in you that you don't see in yourself. And there's a nice quote by Steven Spielberg there. The delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves. So here we're not duplicating ourselves because, what I do in my business is not really duplicatable. What Norm does is not duplicatable. What we can do, though, is teach you and mentor you to create your own image of using our success and our past failures to grow from that. And you can actually learn a lot from that and take your business to the higher level that we've been talking about here. Norm, did you want to comment any of that? I think Norm's still on mute there.
No, sorry. No, the bell just rang upstairs. Live webinars. I love them. I think UPS is here, but
oh, okay.
Anyway.
The journey of an entrepreneur ongoing all the time. When our door could be ringing, packages could be showing up, right? So let me just go on here, and then if you want to comment through, just go ahead there, Norma, as we do. So what does a mentor do for you? All right, so mentors are usually generous people, right? We're open, we're sharing your knowledge or wisdom, our experience or insight, offering counsel. And really the best ones are great listeners to understand your challenges, offer you different strategies and ideas that not only help you overcome obstacles, but excel at them. Obstacles are a good thing in any business. I know a lot of times it knocks us down and we feel like that, we're gonna fail, but to grow, what we grow from those things are usually incredible and gets us to where we are today, which is, I can certainly say that for myself, and I'm sure Norm can as well for himself. But with our wisdom and our knowledge, hopefully that we can get you to a point where you're not having to make those same mistakes. You can get to a better place a lot quicker. So mentors provide information and knowledge. Mentors are generous people. We're open to sharing ideas. And where are we at here? I'm on a different slide there. There we go. As Benjamin Franklin said, tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I may learn. This is something that, we're not seeing in other mentorships and other masterminds that are out there. That we wanted to create, Normal and I wanted to create something that we can actually involve you to do things, actually work in your business and do it at an affordable price. Because if we're just teaching you things, you might get it. If we actually are involving you and doing it with you, then you're not only going to learn, you're going to succeed at it. When I first started running a business, I didn't know much about anything. It was, again, we started a long time ago, but we made a lot of mistakes. And the reason why it took me over 10 years before I could retire from my full-time job, there's many factors, but one of them is because I didn't know what I was doing. I needed to learn from people, and then I started buying different things. I'm sure you guys can relate to this. Started buying courses, started buying events, going to events and whatnot, and it is actually the mentorship and the mastermind of people that have gotten me to where I'm at today. But we want to help you get there at a faster speed and to and shorten that learning curve for you. So this is I had to throw in there some kind of Star Wars reference in there, and if I can get Yoda in there, because when we're talking about wisdom and mentorship, I think people can relate to Yoda. But mentors can share where we need to improve, where we often cannot. So this is George Lucas. That's a very young George Lucas. He said mentors have a way of seeing more of our faults that we would like. It's the only way we grow. And this is something that I can relate to even my personal life here. I've been allowing and working with my wife where she's been helping me see my faults just in my everyday life. And without that, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's the same thing for business. If you don't have someone that can share insight and show you things that you're making mistakes in, you're going to keep on making those mistakes. So it's good to be brutally honest with people and to show you, tell you exactly what's going on. And sometimes you won't see it yourself. And that's why it's always good to bounce those ideas off someone else. Norm, anything you want to add to that?
No, I 100% agree.
Do you like my Yoda reference?
Love it.
Love it, I do. Okay. All right, the next one. Mentors find ways to stimulate our personal and professional growth. Another famous movie director, and I couldn't see who this was, but the quote was, "The delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves." I think I shared that a little before, but I want to make sure that I had that in there. The Oprah reference here is the delicate balance of mentoring someone. Oops, where are we at here? I went the wrong screen. A mentor is someone who always allows you to see the hope inside yourself. So no matter what, we will offer you moral support sprinkled heavily with cheerleading, which sometimes you just need to hear that you're doing something well, and it can help you get to places you've never been before. A lot of times we like to talk about different boundaries and things that maybe you don't want to have to put for yourself. We can help set boundaries for you so you're not getting the things that you're not ready to be doing. A lot of times I'll give you an example of that next shiny object, right? Where people are like, oh, I need that, I need this, I need that. And you're just out there grabbing for something to try to succeed in your business, but you're never taking one to full fruition. You need to make sure that you're focused on things and sharpen your main focus and have those priorities. And sometimes you can't do that on your own without having a mentor's guidance. And mentors are always sounding boards, so we can bounce ideas off them. So I've always had many ideas. I'm sure you guys can relate to this. As entrepreneurs, we all do. We have so many, and I still to this day, I'm always having more ideas for ventures and products, but luckily, I have a group of people that I surround myself around. I've been very blessed to have many people that I can bounce ideas off, and they help me to stay focused and on the right track. I'm also very blessed that I get to work with my wife every single day in this business full time from home, and that helps as well. I'm always using her as my sounding board as well. So important stuff there. And Norm, I'm assuming this is stuff that you've been implementing in your business as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Mentors are trusted advisors. In the world of business, it's hard to know who to trust, correct? Especially, it's someone when you're giving proprietary information or intellectual property. Now, with those of you guys that are ASMers out there, how often, we always say, oh, don't share your product, don't post your product, you don't want people copying you. Well, that's because you can't trust people because they come in there and they will duplicate you. Or in our case, when I went on stage at ASM about 1.5 years ago, we had people just attack us, and it was very sad because we're out there trying to help people, and all we're doing is getting blasted. And people, for some reason, want to do negative stuff instead of focusing on positive things. With AMZ Beyond, which is what we're going to be talking about here, you're not only going to have the mentors, us, that you can trust, but you can know that your business information is protected. We are not going to allow your information to go out. We're not going to, the small group of people that we're going to have in here, you're going to be able to share your proprietary intellectual property, and we're not going to allow anyone to copy it. And we do have NDAs to make sure that that is happening, so you can feel comfortable knowing that that is the case. And we're also going to be sharing ours as well, and you're going to be working and seeing exactly what we do on day-to-day business with our own products, with our own business. Mentors can be connectors. This is so important. Playing a dual role as a teacher and connector. We can provide access to any other people in the industry with our own connections that we already had, whether it be people that want to invest in your company later or offer different skills and advice. Maybe introduce your talent that you can fuel your business with some other means. We have connections in every day that we've made out there, just going to events, making mastermind groups, that sort of thing. Norm, this is the point. Did you want to tell your story that you were thinking about the other day with just all the connections you've made, even how we've met and how we've come about being here today?
Yeah, we David and I were talking. This goes back probably a few months ago. We met at a mastermind group, and we just started sitting around and talking. And we were actually thinking about how successful Amazon sellers, why there are Amazon successful sellers and others that just fly by the wayside, and they never make a penny. And we sat down and we started talking about just knowing certain individuals, meeting new people, and I I talk about this a bit later on in the group, but I went back to my hotel room after this one event, and I started connecting the dots. Oh, when I was in Europe, I met these people over here, which allowed me to implement these tactics over here. When I went over to Mexico, which is where I met Dave, I was able to meet Dave with these other people, and this is what happened. And then when I went to Las Vegas, I did this. So by going to all these mentoring programs or Facebook groups, it's incredible how not only your network will grow, but your business will grow as well. And I think it's really important that Dave's not an expert in everything. I like to think so, but I'm not an expert in everything. But we have experts that we can go out to, that we can ask the questions to, or introduce you to when we're doing our masterminds.
Exactly. And there's going to be times too, I know Norm and I, we like to go do many different events. In fact, this month, are you going to 2 different events, Norm? I know you're getting ready to leave this weekend, aren't you?
In an hour. So yeah, I leave in an hour, and then I'm going to the Content and Commerce Show in LA later on this month. It's really important.
Yeah. And the thing is too, because now Norm's going to be able to go to these events that he's going to, and actually we're going to be like dividing and conquering a little bit. I'm going to a Vancouver event the 20th to the 25th. It's 4 days in there, and going to be learning different things that we're going to be directly coming back and telling you what we've learned and taking that knowledge and sharing it with you in our mentoring group. So yeah, I'm excited just to bounce those ideas off Norm that we're learning together, and then sharing that with you is going to be great ways that you can make those connections without having to go there yourself. So let me speed this up. I didn't realize you're leaving in an hour. So mentors have experience to prevent you from making the same mistakes. We talked about that before, that starting a business is very challenging. So if you can skip your way to success, why wouldn't you, right? If you can utilize the experiences of a mentor to help you get to that place without making those devastating mistakes, great. Will you still make mistakes? You will, but hopefully we can limit those for you so you can get to that place quicker. Mentors are priceless in more ways than one. And it does, a mentor does not do it for the money. We talked before, we are all about paying this forward. Mary and I and Norm, in our own businesses, we make a good amount of money. The last couple of years, I wish I would have started this 2 years ago. There's a lot of things that were going on in my personal life and different things that I didn't. I wish I did, because I think in that time, there's people that maybe you first came and started working with me, maybe you came with ASM or another program, and you maybe have not gotten to the point where you wanted to, and that's partly my fault because I should have started this 2 years ago. But like I said, in God's timing, He works in amazing ways, and I don't always fully understand it, but I do trust in it. And it now works that now we have this opportunity where we can pay it forward. Norm is going to pay it forward. We're going to be working together and help you get to a better, faster place. And then there's the quote, paying it forward. Leaders should influence others in such a way that it builds people up, encourages, and edifies them so they can duplicate this attitude in others. And this is from Bob Goshen, who's an author, speaker, and mentor. This is what we're all about. Those of you guys that, again, who know me, been in our group, maybe the people that know Norm, that this is what we try to do. We're all about giving back. We're all about helping and instilling that same attitude in our group. And that's why we both feel very comfortable of all that we're going to be sharing, teaching, and not worrying. Again, we're still doing the NDAs, but we're not going to be worrying about people stealing our intellectual property because, we feel that we attract those people that are like us, and we're going to be able to do the same and build this out, make a difference in people's businesses, and hopefully make a difference in the world at the same time. Mentoring opportunities available. So, a lot of times you'll go out there and you try to hire somebody and you'll find that they're quite expensive or they don't have the time. I know personally myself and Mary, we have not taken on a mentor consultant private role. It's because it's very time consuming. And even if we did, you'll see that, it could be $500 an hour. I've seen retainers just to start working with someone of $25,000, even $100,000. I know to work with Russell Brunson right now on that higher level, he does $100,000 with a revenue sharing plan, the plan that would actually eventually pay him $1 million. Is it worth it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he can get someone to $10 million, then, the people are very willing to pay that $1 million to get them to 10, right? And then to be able to continue to grow after that. Most normal people, though, or starting their business can't get to that. You can attend high-level 3-day, 5-day trainings, sometimes more, and you'll see those events will go from 10,000, maybe on the low end, to 25,000 or more. And that is, there's no follow-up. There might be a Facebook group or something, but there's no personal attention. People not following up with you, working with you in your business, unless you want to pay more money for that. You can join a mastermind for hundreds of dollars per month. And a lot of times you're just going to learn strategies and tactics to implement yourself. Again, you don't have that sounding board. You don't have that mentor to be there to listen, help you with problems and whatnot. Yeah, you're going to learn some great strategy or not, or whatnot, but if you don't have someone encouraging you to take that action, to ask questions, bounce things off, ideas off of those same things, most of the time you're not going to be successful. I know a lot of people on this call. I saw the list of people that were live. There are people that are in here that know exactly what I'm talking about, and maybe have not achieved that success. And there's a reason why you're on these calls, right? And do you have any options, affordable options for a real business mentor and having them help in your business? And before we had this program, I would say the answer is no, right? You haven't. So what we've done here is we've created AMZ and Beyond. And like I said in the beginning of this call, you're going to have an opportunity to become a founding member with AMZ and Beyond. So we've created this the truly first mentoring group where you can have everything that comes from having your own personal business coach in a mastermind setting. So instead of paying the high costs of accessing this benefit, we have made it truly affordable for everyone to take advantage of. And, again, I'm going to talk more about that here in a second. But Norm, let me ask you, so I know I'm going through this really quickly here. What do you want to add to, what we've created here before I specifically get into the dynamics of what each is going to be in here? Just an overview of why you feel that we've created this and how it's going to help people.
Well, I just like the idea of being able to bring people into one area where it's almost like a board of directors. You can shoot things off of one another. We don't have to worry about the confidentiality thing. One of the things I also like is that, okay, Dave and I are going to be helping you and mentor you, but all the other experts that are going to be coming in here that you'll have access to, that I think is going to be priceless. And on top of that, the people that are joining, they're investing in themselves, they're investing in their business, and most likely you have some specialty that you can help the group with. It's not just a one-way give. I think the best way for a mastermind to really grow and expand is to have people working and engaging together and sharing ideas. And I think that's what we're going to try to achieve with everybody here. So if you're thinking that you should just come in here and be a sponge, I don't know if it's the right mastermind for you. But if you're really trying to come in here and grow your business and, not be afraid, I'm not talking to get, a lot of personal and confidential information, but the things that we're going to work on, I know as long as we know more about your business that we can help you that much more than these other people that you're a number and you don't really it doesn't allow you to share your more specific information. So if we know that you're selling X numbered widgets, we can help guide you in marketing that widget, building the business in that widget, better than if it was just a generic product. I hope I said that right.
No, you did, and I think people are going to be learning this. As we get this started. Again, this is going to be brand new. Our first interactive call is going to be next Wednesday, and we're going to have Wednesday. I'll tell you in a minute exactly what you're going to get. But it's going to be our very first one. So you're going to be the very first people that are coming into our AMZ and Beyond, and it's going to be quite the opportunity, not only for the pricing model, but also because of the smallness in group that we're going to have to start off. And we're always going to keep it small. Don't get me wrong. This is not going to be thousands of people. But in the beginning, there's only going to be a few tens of people, and that's going to be where you can get almost at the individual private consulting at these crazy prices you're going to see here in a second. But as you have questions about it, go ahead and put it in the chat box, and we'll definitely get it to the end. But let me get through and let you know what is going to be included with AMZ and beyond. So we're going to do live interactive training calls twice monthly. It's going to be the second and fourth Wednesdays of every single month. We're going to have it at a time like this so we can actually get you guys on live. And of course, if you can't get on live, it'll be all recorded. But it's going to be new training content. It's going to be every single month. And it's going to be what's working in our business now. So specifically what we're doing, we're going to be sharing with you, teaching you, showing you tips and tricks and these things that we're doing in our business right away, implementing and making a difference in our own business. Maybe if we have, I know Norm does things with consultants, with different consulting other people. He might share some things on there that's working well in their business as well. So you have quite the knowledge base of training that's going to be coming. You're going to have the opportunity for members that you guys are going to be able to ask questions about your own business through voice and share screen. Like I said in the beginning, whether we're using Zoom or we're using the On Social app, we're going to be allowed to, like let's say right now, someone had a question, and we're going to give you access. You're going to share your screen, show us specifically what it is, and then we can do our share screen and answer those questions and coach you to what it is. And a lot of times, many people are going to have the same questions, and it's going to help you as well, even if you didn't even answer the question. We're going to have over-the-shoulder training that will include, our process of launching our own products. We're going to start from a brand new product, Norm and I, from the very inception of finding a product opportunity all the way to success. So from A to Z. That's going to be huge just in itself. I saw a program last month that was launching that, that's all they were selling. Just watch over our shoulder, watch us launch this and take it to success, right? This is included in your mastermind here with AMZ and beyond. And we're going to have, like Norm just said, guest trainers that are going to share additional knowledge and opportunities, things that are working in their business as well. Also, we're going to have a private mastermind Facebook group. I mean, what would a mastermind be without that, right? So basically with this, we're going to have questions for, you to answer, put in there questions about quick answers about, and support in between those calls that we have. If there's more complex questions, what we'll probably do is we'll say, okay, we're going to address that on our live call because we want to do a visual representation of that answer. We're going to have in there where you can request training that we can cover on the live calls, and then provide the resources that we need for those calls. And like we talked about, we've been talking about this whole call is paying it forward, members helping each other. Like Norm was saying, don't just be a sponge. Go out there and help others, and you're going to notice that it's going to help take you to places a lot quicker. And the best way to implement things and learn things for yourself is actually teaching it. Teaching is the best way to retain information.
Hey,
and then
Dave,
we're going to go ahead. Yes,
can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah,
One thing I think is really important about this too is this is not going to be a pitch fest. We're not going to be bringing on people here just to pitch products and ideas. This is for education, knowledge and education, and building your Amazon or e-commerce business.
Exactly. There might be times though where you'll recommend like a software or something, but that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to be directly coaching and working with you and your business. And then we have our private mastermind website. When you guys join right now, you'll see there isn't really much in there. We put a welcome message from Norm in there and the NDA form, but we will be building that over time. The value is going to be in the content as we provide it to you, and then having that access point after it is posted. So that will be a place where you'll have all the recordings from all the mastermind calls we do, all the private files that we talk about, which will include any software courses, videos, and things that we use to let you know what they are. We might share them and tell you links if there's something you want to get. And then we'll have, this is very powerful too, our SOPs, which is our standing operating procedures for direct implementation of things to implement into your business. We'll have a place for you to access all of that. In-person mastermind opportunity. This is something that Norm and I are super excited about. It's something that neither one of us has done before in the past. We've had, I know I've actually run my own events, and I've gone to, mastermind events, but I've never done or seen something like this before. This will be the first time that we give you guys the access, and only people in AMZ Beyond that are active, good standing members, members of good standing, we're going to have opportunity to do this. So this is going to be where we're going to give you an invite, and it's going to be a higher cost to get involved. Just to let you guys know, there will be a cost involved with this, and that's why, those of you guys that stayed on live here to the very end, we have a special bonus which involves this to have a special discount when we do have this opportunity. But think of it this way. We're going to be in a secret and private location. We're most likely thinking about Hawaii. Norm lives in Hawaii half the year, and some of you guys know me. We already have a place in Hawaii as well. So we both have places in Hawaii. More than likely, though, we'll be renting out a bigger house to where we can all stay together and probably for like a week, live in that same house together where we're going to be doing training, we're going to do mastermind, we're going to be working, we'll get the laptops out directly, working in your business. We're going to be showing you things, you're going to be showing us, we're going to be hands-on doing things. And of course, what would a trip to Hawaii be without doing some great sightseeing, eating great food, going to entertainment, and things like that. This is something that I've never seen people do. We're going to be living in the same house with you. Okay, so that's going to be great. It's going to be limited to 5 to 10 people. It's going to be very exclusive. It's going to be very affordable, and we can't wait to have that opportunity. Only people in our group are going to be offered this. Okay, we're not going to be selling. If we get 3 people, we're not going to be saying, oh, let's get 2 more people from outside. No, it's only people that are in our mastermind are going to be going to this, because I'm sure, Norm, correct me if I'm wrong, but whether you guys come with us or not, we're still going to Hawaii. So, right? Hopefully you guys.
I agree.
right. So we will be there. Anyway, so now let's get into what does this cost? All right. And so I don't know if some of you guys are thinking in your head, wow, this is going to be really expensive. But let me tell you first of all what the regular pricing would be if we started this from, if we've had this going on. And just so you know, you're not going to be paying these prices. All right. So the first one would be a monthly option, and then there would be a yearly option. All right. Even that yearly option would be pretty good because you're going to save $967 on that. And that would be well worth it in itself, in my opinion, for what you're going to be getting from this. But Norm and I talked, and of course Mary was part of this as well, and we said, hey, look, we're just doing this as a soft launch. We're launching it directly to our people, and we need success stories before we can really launch those prices. We need people succeeding based on this particular model, have those case studies and testimonials, and so we're going to make sure that you're not paying these prices. So let's just go ahead and X that out right now. So then you're saying, well, what is the price? And I'll tell you, I want to do higher prices. Norman and Mary said, no, let's do a crazy opportunity here. So we're doing what is called a special founders pricing. All right. There's going to be 3 options here. The first option is absolutely ridiculous. All right, because it's going to start getting people in the door, and we're going to probably have a bunch of people in. And if we have a bunch of members, that's great. But we're looking forward to working with you, and hopefully we're going to get the great. I think we're only attracting the right people into this, but we can get you in the door right now for $47 for the first month, and only $297 a month after that. All right, that is absolutely crazy. I wanted to try to start at $97 because what I always believe in is I want to give people a buy-in, to have some kind of putting their money up front to be able to say, hey, this is important to me. I want to get in this. But we want to give you an opportunity because, like I said, this is brand new. We're never going to be offering this cheap price to get in ever again. We will have an affiliate launch with this, with other affiliates. We will not be doing it at $47, I promise you. This is only for founders that are coming in. The founders can only be through our people that we know directly, and this includes you if you're watching this or watching this recording. So that would be $47 to get in right now, and then $92.97 monthly after that. There is a better option, and this better option is where we're giving you a special discount. And just so you know, we're going to do even better than that here in a second. But the better option is to pay in advance up front for the first 6 months and then pay $297. What this is doing is actually saving you over that first year $785. Plus, because we wanted to give extra special bonuses, you guys are going to get a special coupon for $500 mastermind discount for that private event. So you would already have a discount coming for whether you go to the next one or you go, to one 2 years from now, 3 years from now. You always have that option to go and at a discount. And then the success deal that we want to put together is some of you guys want to go ahead and just pay this up front and have it out of pocket and the cheapest possible price. You can get it for a year, and that would be $24.97 for 12 months. And then after that first year, in the 13th month, it would be $297. Plus, we're going to give you that founder's bonus of $1,000 mastermind discount. So these are the prices if you guys are watching the replay. All right. Now, I know there's people that are live, right? I told you guys that we're going to have special deal for those of you guys that are on live, and this is where we're going to make you an offer that you can't refuse. My wife, when she was looking at my slides yesterday, she was looking at this and she started laughing. I said, hey, I'm going to make you an offer that you can't refuse, right? So I love this. This is from, I think, the original Godfather. For those of you youngins that are on the call. Norm, I'm sure you recognize that. But the offer, what is it? The offer is for you that are still on this call that are live, and this will change. As soon as we end this call, now you hear Norm has to run out and go catch a plane. As soon as we turn this webinar off and we're done with question and answer, I'm going to take it and go back to those original prices of the right here, the original prices. But as we are still live, and I will change this on the page, and we'll know the timestamps of it, we're going to change that founder's bonus for the 6-month better option and change it to $1,000 for those of you guys that are on live right now. There'll be $1,000 membership discount for that private mastermind, whether it be next one or 5 from now. And that last success deal, we're going to double that as well. We're going to put on there a $2,000 mastermind discount. And I don't know about you guys, but I mean, that's almost like free money. So let's say all we were doing on this call right now was selling our mastermind event, and you could basically get that for regular price and get this too for free. Basically is what it is, almost for free. That success deal, you would only pay $497 for the whole year because that $2,000 is coming off of that mastermind discount. These are absolutely crazy prices. I hope you guys see that. Hope you get that. Norm, I don't know if you want to say anything about that, but I know we were putting this together. We're like, wow, there's quite the opportunity for people that want to get involved with us. There's a cheap discount one, and there's also those of you guys that want to lock this in for a year. You have an amazing opportunity right there.
Oh, I know that we're having some questions, and we're getting lots of comments coming in. Everybody's liking the price. But what's the typical cost for a mastermind event? We're not sure what that's going to be yet. We've got to plan this out. We'll let you all know about this probably within the first mastermind. But we just thought that we know it's going to be in Hawaii, or we think it's going to be probably in Hawaii, and that we're going to have it at some really cool location with some top guys in the industry, and really make it where it's just all about learning and building business. So sorry, I can't answer that right now. But yeah, what an incredible price. Like for $47 to be able to have not only some coaching and mentoring, but even at the $247 level, I don't think I don't think you can get that anywhere.
$297, I think it was. I think you said $247.
Yeah. Oh, $297.
But the year was a $2,497 total, $2,497. That's incredible, especially with that $2,000 discount. Yeah, I'll answer some of these questions here, but I want to put that purchase link on the page there because, again, as we're live, you can get those double bonuses for the mastermind. You'll see davekettner.com/mentor-me will be the link to go to. You'll see those 3 options on there, the starter plan, the better option, and the success deal. I just changed those names in there, so it might not say that specific in there, but you'll see the first month, this is the start plan to get involved with us, to try it out. And then, again, if you don't like this, if it doesn't work for you, you can always get out. I mean, if you want to, purchase the success deal and you find that we're just not following, we're not delivering on what we promised, or it isn't for you, we do have that 30-day money-back guarantee as well. You'll see that on the page. So if you need to get out, hey, we don't want you to be spending your money if it's not going to be of value to you. This is on us to deliver. This is on us to make a difference in your business. And if we don't, then we don't want you to pay. Very simple. So it would behoove you to not to get into the success deal there. I think that was the best option. But again, if you don't, maybe you just met us for the first time, you don't really know what we're all about, get with the starter plan. That starter plan, again, is going to be the best founder deal. We will not launch this for anywhere close to that when we do the affiliate deal. I don't think we're going to be anywhere lower than $197 for the first month, to be honest with you. So this is really quite the deal. If I was going to throw a number out there, Norm, to answer that question, I think that we would be looking, again, you got to think we're going to be paying, the only thing we're not going to be paying for the mastermind is your airfare. We're going to be covering the lodging expense in Hawaii. We're going to be covering your transportation in Hawaii. We're going to be covering your food. We're going to be covering your entertainment. We're going to be covering your sightseeing. More than likely, because we're going to be covering all that, Norm and I haven't talked about this, but usually you see a price tag between $12,000 and $15,000 for like a 3 or 4 day event. So we want to make this affordable. We know Hawaii is expensive, but we also, Norm and I and my wife, we love Hawaii. And for those of you guys that haven't had an opportunity to get there, we want to share our passion, not only in our business with you, but what we love about this, God's beautiful country and what we consider paradise in Hawaii. And we want to share that with you as well. We will make it as affordable as possible. But I'll tell you right now, $2,000 off that is going to be huge for you because, there is definitely hard costs involved with that kind of trip.
There's just tons of information coming in. So lots of people are thanking us. Lots of people are joining. So that's fantastic. So Yeah, if you see me preoccupied, well, that's what I'm doing.
All right, let me actually stop sharing the screen here. If we need, because let me do this. There's the pricing again. All right, with the live webinar discounts that we have right now. Okay, you will see that when you go to the page. What you won't see is double the. I did put it in there. I put double the bonus in there. I put the 1,000 discount and the 2,000. As soon as we're done with this webinar, the very first thing I'm going to do, besides maybe giving my wife a kiss and then going to the restroom, when I come back, I'm going to go to that page and I'm going to change those amounts back to the 500 for the better option and back to the 1,000 for the success deal. Okay. As soon as I make that change, any orders that come in, that's what you're going to get for that. So you're going to want to take that option, take that advantage of that. And again, it's davekettner.com/mentor me. I'll put that here in the chat group. So I'm going to stop the screen share so I can help you, Norm, because I know that you need assistance over there. And now I can actually see the comments as well. So let me put that link in there.
Oh, hey, Dave.
Yes.
Okay, so Cliff is asking about the link, and he's saying that the link doesn't show up as the double. Is there a special link? Because he's going to mentor me.
Let me put it in here and see what he's seeing. Hopefully, I
didn't. And also, hey, Cliff, if there is an issue with that, we'll make sure that we get you off that link. I don't see any other people having issues with it, though. All
right, so yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I see what he's talking about. I did not put in there the bonus, the double bonus. So I purposely left that off in case people found that page prior to the live call. I will definitely. What we'll do here is I'll look at any orders that are coming right now. We were going to double the bonus. I will verify that. Every order that comes in for any of these plans, any of the even the 6-month plan or the 12-month plan, I'll reply back to you, copy Norm on it to let you guys know that you qualified for that double the mastermind event bonus, and so you'll have record of that. We'll have record of that, and we'll make sure that is done right away.
Okay. Hey, we got a couple of questions that just came in too.
Sure.
Is it U.S. or Canadian? This is U.S.
Oh, as far as the pricing, yeah. It'd be great if it was in the Canadian. I think 80 cents to the dollar right now, 80 U.S. dollars to $1 Canadian dollar. But yeah, no, this is actually for our LLC here in Arizona. You'll see that on the page there. Six-figure profits marketing team, and that is what we are putting these orders through. So Kenny says he's in. Yeah, if you're in, go ahead, put it in there. If you have questions, go ahead. Kenny said he is in. Kenny, I told you you're going to want to be on this live, so he's in.
And then Steve, hey, I know Steve from Toronto. I'm about $100,000 per month, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And he's asking about, he's trying to branch out his Shopify store, social media, FB ads. Is this the right place for me? Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be touching on. If you're $10,000 a month, if you're $100,000 a month, if you're $250,000 a month, we're going to bring in experts, and that's what the whole mentoring is going to be about.
There is a, let's see, Cliff said, do you have the family plan? I'll tell you what, every single one of these is the family plan, because you're going to be able to do so many things with your family. Once you get your business rocking and rolling with our advice, you just look at what the case study that Norm showed you there, what they were able to do, even in the second month, but the third month, it's just, come on, what are you going to be able to use those funds for? You're going to be able to do amazing things with your family. So hopefully when we go to Hawaii, maybe you can bring some of your family members too as well. What else I saw? So I see there's questions coming in from the chat box and also from the
Yep, I am on it.
Okay.
So everything's cool. Steve's just, we're just going back and forth about a couple things.
Oh, I saw Steve said he gave his 2 weeks notice at work today.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Congratulations, Steve, and great job on the achieving the 100K per month. I'm sure that not only optimizing Amazon, but how we're going to be branching out with Shopify, with ClickFunnels, with Facebook ads is very important. And I didn't talk about that on this call, but I will share with you one of the key things that Mary and I are working on, and Norm's going to be working on with us as well, is to really branch out. We're not going to want to have our full all our eggs in the Amazon basket. There's a lot of things that are happening with Amazon right now. Don't get me wrong; it's the best place to still be selling, but we want to have our place, our products selling elsewhere. Walmart, Jet, on your own Shopify platforms, on your own funnels, all these things that we're going to be able to make your business more marketable if you ever want to sell it, and more profitable, because now we're going to do a lot more things that you can ever do on Amazon. And I don't know about you, Norm, but I'm super excited to be sharing that with everybody else, because that's exactly what we're working on in our business right now.
And you touched on something we didn't touch on at all. It's for people, like, if you're building this for a legacy, okay, that's one thing. If you're building this to sell at some point, this is the perfect spot for you, because what we're doing is, so many people, when they go and they buy their or try to sell their store, they've already done it late. They haven't done the things that will give you the proper evaluation. So what we're going to do is we're going to be looking. I normally, when I start a business, I'm a startup junkie, but I start with the exit strategy and I work it backwards. So what are the things that I need to do up front to get me the highest evaluation? So many Amazon stores are just not put together properly. They might not do the proper bookkeeping. They might not. They're a one-legged stool. They're only on Amazon. So being able to branch out and get over to a Shopify store. So not only are we going to show you how to increase your business, but when you go to sell that business, I can't guarantee this, but I do know that if you're doing a 1 times multiple and you've got a $100,000 business and you can beat that up to a 2 or 3 times multiple and get $300,000 for it or more, I do that all day long. So these are the sort of tips and tricks that we're going to try to show everybody how to do.
Exactly. And everyone, everyone's on this call right here, you probably have different goals and objectives, and we're going to be able to work directly with you. That's the benefit of having this kind of mastermind, this kind of mentorship, is it's going to be specific to your needs. Angela asked, can 2 mastermind members get a better deal? We'd like to sleep on it like most decisions. So I'm not sure if you mean to share this with another friend, another business, a business owner, or if you're talking about a partner, or if you're talking about promoting it. So Angela, if you want to just clarify that, we don't currently have a deal other than this. This is kind of like the top line deal. We will be, after we get things rolling here, we're going to, like I said, we're going to have affiliate launches with other affiliates that's going to promote this for us. And but these prices are not going to look like this. They're going to be higher. And we will give you the opportunity, actually, if you know other people, to be your own affiliate, to make a percentage on sales that you can make, that you refer to us. So I don't know if that answers your question or not. Carolina asked, can I upgrade the starter plan next month for the 6 months plan at the same price?
Oh, I've already talked to her about that.
You did? Okay. All right. Sounds good. Where are we at? I'm scrolling down. There's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, we got lots of people joining.
Carolina's in.
Wilford just said, yeah, I'm in for the big one.
Awesome. Congratulations, Wilfred. We're looking forward to working with you. I don't think we've ever met in person, but I know there's a lot of things you've been doing with Promotion Engine and stuff like that, as we are. Looking forward to sharing notes with you. I think there's a lot of things that you'll be able to do with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the things that you're doing as well. He said, I'm in for the big one. Believe it or not, I have 20 million reach with my sites and Facebook page. Yeah, that's probably from the Promotion Engine. We're going to be talking about that too. Great job. Let's see.
Yeah, I just answered Angela.
Okay. You say that Asa just signed up? Looking forward to first call.
Cliff as well. Wow, this is great.
Cliff signed up. Yeah, share with another person. She's kind of a partner. So, Angela, if she is a business partner, we will allow your business partner to have access to. You won't have to pay anything extra for that. And then I think Angela was the one that said she wanted to sleep on it. You can always, if this is something that you want to think about, Angela, you can always purchase the success plan now if you wanted to do that kind of value, and then change it. Take it back if you change your mind. You want to do the plan, or just cancel it altogether. But if you're on the fence, and you need to sleep on it, I would say purchase it now. You can always refund it tomorrow. We could change it, if we need to do that. But don't miss out on this live webinar deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, Steve just signed up as well. Hey, awesome, Steve.
Let's see, Cliff. Okay, yeah, all right. We have, let's see. Yeah, Norman, this is your questions in there. Did I miss anything from the top? Because I know they were coming in pretty quick there, so I was trying to catch everybody.
No, I think we got everybody in the chat side. On the chat side.
All right, cool. If there's any more specific questions, go ahead and put them in there. We got a few minutes. What time is your drop dead time to leave, Norm?
A few minutes ago.
I am sorry. Are you going to make your plane?
Oh no, it's a drive. Yeah, this conference is actually about 2 hours away from me. So.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
we're not gonna miss the plane if you stay on a couple
Nope.
minutes. Okay,
Nope.
all right. You have me. I don't know if you started. I started sweating there a little bit. For you, I was sweating for you. So again, I don't want to take too much of your time there, Norm, but I want to make sure that we address any questions and we stay on here as long as we can. To anyone that's still on the fence, we still have, let me see, we still have 19 people live. So if you're on right now and you have not purchased yet, let us know what's holding you back. If you have any kind of questions that you're saying, hey, I'm not really sure about this, maybe can you guys explain this a little better? Go ahead and post in there. Anything you have about what it's going to look like from here, our vision on it maybe, that you need a little more clarity, go ahead and put that in there. We'll answer that for you. If you have any questions on the content that we talked about, I didn't see many questions come in about that, so that tells me, Norm, that we were actually doing a good job being clear with that. If you have any questions about what a mastermind looks like or what a mentorship looks like or anything like that, go ahead and put it in there. And again, I want to make sure that we don't end this call without answering all questions. If you are watching this as a replay, and I know that there's many people that register for this webinar that are not on live right now, part of the reason is because either you're working and you work a full-time job right now or in the middle of the day, or you're in Asia or Europe and you're already in bed. I understand. But just realize that those, as soon as we end this call, we're not going to have those live webinar bonuses anymore. So that's the advantage of being here live, even though if you couldn't do it, hey, I'm sorry you couldn't do it. But even still, the price is incredible. The bonuses that we're offering for the 6-month and the 12-month deal is going to be incredible. And it's going to be great to have you at our mastermind too when we do have that come up.
Oh,
So,
Liz is asking a question here.
Sure.
Are there personal mentoring or is this completely public? Well, it's kind of the best of both worlds. It is a public forum, but it's going to be a small, close group, small group. This isn't for everybody, but I think that the people that will be joining will be wanting to build. Now, as for personal mentoring, I'm not trying to bring on any new clients. But I'm definitely willing to help. If you had questions that we could help you out with, no problem. I mean, if it got to be something bigger and you needed some heavy advice, well, then we could probably talk about it. But right now, what we're trying to do is promote this group where we can really build our businesses together. If there are some confidential things that you're just not comfortable with, then we can definitely talk about this on a side note. So everybody doesn't have to see exactly what your product is or your brand is. So hopefully that answers it. Dave, do you have anything to answer for that?
Yeah, I mean, like I shared before, Mary and I, we don't have clients. We wanted to be able to help people, and this is the best form that we can do it. Those of you guys that know me, some of you guys that don't, the ones that don't know, we have 5 children between the two of us. One of those that is just now a freshman in high school, and then we have 10 grandkids from the 4 adult kids, and so we have a lot of stuff that goes on in our family. One of those grandkids right now is 14, like our freshman in high school. Don't forward that fast, but and we are now full-time guardians for our 14-year-old granddaughter. So right now we probably could not take on any clients, though I would highly recommend Norm if he is willing. So if that's something you need more than what we're offering you, I would say to just try this first, and because I think that this is going to be pretty much everything you'll need. But like Norm said, if you need to have more private on top of that, yeah, he is willing to offer services. Even though I think that you're cutting back a little bit on that, but that's something that could always be talked about later.
Yeah, one other thing, Angela brings up a good point. She's wondering if you're sharing products with the group, and we're not trying to get people to just share their products. Dave and I are building up our own brands. If you want to share within the group, you can, but if you have something very particular, you could tell us the question or the concern. We can share a screen. We could work with you during the mastermind without having to show your brand. So don't be afraid. I know we're going to be signing NDAs, but don't be too worried about when we're talking about the brand. You'll see the brands that Dave and I are building up, the brand that we're going to do the over the shoulder. But don't worry, we're not going to be exposing your brands if you don't want it to be exposed.
Right, that's going to be totally your choice. We're going to expose us. You're going to see what we're doing. But yeah, I mean, if you don't feel comfortable even with the NDA, that's up to you. But like we shared, the more you're going to share, the more I believe you're going to benefit from this. But you don't have to. You can get that direct mentoring coaching from us without having to do that if you don't feel comfortable with that.
Now, did we mention the first webinar?
I just briefly, so the first webinar, the live call, we're going to have it on the second and fourth Wednesdays of every month. So the second Wednesday for this month will be next week, and we are probably going to do that at the same time we're doing this. So you guys that are on live right now, that hopefully then you can access that call. If you're not able to be on live, we will be able to take you guys that aren't right now. We'll be able to take, when you're in our group, you will be able to take those questions, answer them live, even though if you're not live, you'll get the recordings, that sort of thing. If you have things to share, you'll be able to do that directly with the platform we're going to be using as well. Kenny says, I do want the SOP for the catch-all account. Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'll put those catch-alls together and I'll put them into the membership website. So we'll put those as a brand new SOP for both the ones that we did already, and they will be in there every time we share them. We'll put them up. So no problem with that. Angela had a question there for Norm. Did you see that about extending the 6-month deal?
Yeah, I'll have to get back to Angela on that.
Yeah, because Angela, as far as not being able to go to the mastermind for the future, I would even say why. Let me ask you why you would not be able to go to a mastermind. When you start making some really good money in this business, whatever that goal is that you're shooting for, it really opens up the door for freedom, not only in your personal life, but to be able to do great things in your business, to be able to go out and share those and have those masterminds. But up to you, I guess. Norm, you know Angela, so you can follow up with her on that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'll do that. And then Cliff, when will we get an invite for the Facebook group?
Great question. I'm going to set that. So everything we've been doing this week, well, as far as we've been preparing this, it's the first time for me that we've actually had our own thing. So not only was I promoting it, but I was setting it up, setting up the webinar, doing the slides and everything. It's been a very, very busy week. I most likely will be doing that here later this afternoon. So as you're coming in, we'll be getting it set up. I'll set up the Facebook group. I'll get you invited in that, and we'll start going right away with it. So it will be up before the weekend. I'll promise you that. And you will then also, Norm and I are going to decide on what platform we're going to go here with Zoom, or we're going to try the Blue Jeans next week. Whichever it is, we'll set that first call up and have the invites out for that as well. So we will be getting that, and we'll also get you onto an email list as well with your information, so we can send out reminders and everything for you with that. So Angela says, do you mean everyone in the group will know what products we sell? Oh, you already answered.
Oh, no, we took care of that. Yeah.
Okay. The first webinar, we did that.
Replay of the webinar. So
this webinar. Yeah.
This one.
This one should go out right away. I believe that we put in there that it goes out in fact, we're at 2 hours right now, so the replay might have already been sent out, the link.
Actually, Dave, this is hilarious. Attendance was going up 2 hours into this presentation.
Oh, you're looking at the numbers?
Yeah, and now I can't believe the amount of people that are just still, I think we have right now, which is incredible. I think we've got 20, there's 22 people on.
Nice.
Now, this is over the 2 hours.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's hopefully it's because we're doing our job, and you guys are appreciating and enjoying it. We love working with you guys. I'm super excited because on these calls, it's a lot of times we're doing webinars. It's just either myself presenting myself. Sometimes I'll have my wife on there, or this time I get to chat here with Norman. But we're going to be able to actually talk to you. You're going to be able to share your screen, and it's going to be great. I mean, I can't wait for that, because it is nice to see the questions coming in, the comments and whatnot, but to be able to talk directly to you, even though we're all places all over the world, I mean, that's going to be great. I can't wait. Yeah,
Kenny says only action takers need apply. Exactly. Liz, how long is each mastermind session going to be? Dave, do you want to take that?
Yeah, it's just you need to arrange childcare. Totally understand that. We are probably going to try to limit the calls to 2 hours, and I think that will be able to get a lot of stuff answered on that time. So right around this time would be when we'd be getting off. I know that, Norm and I are still running our businesses full time, and so we have plenty of things to do. In fact, I'm so grateful that Norman, you've taken this on, because I remember when Kenny said to me, he goes, I don't think Norman has time to do that. So I'm like, yeah, he's a busy guy. In fact, you'll see when you get into the members area, you'll see the welcome message from Norman. He did record that last night, and he said, "How's this?" I looked at it and said, your wife was sleeping, wasn't she? Because it sounds like you're speaking in your low voice. He goes, yeah, she was sleeping. So yeah, we're finding ways to get it done. But yet, Angela, I'd say 2 hours would be what it would, what you would need to do there. It will be the times we go long. I mean, if there's questions we're not going to just drop things off. If we have stuff to answer, we'll get it done. But I'd say budget 2 hours, and that should be good. Now, if people can't be on live, that would also make it so it wouldn't be as long, because we would be recording stuff and not having the direct interaction. But we want people to be on live, and that's going to be great. So the more that we can have questions, interactions going on. Exactly right. Action takers only. This is a group that you're not just going to sit back and watch. This is a group where you're going to be doing things. We're going to be holding you accountable. We're going to be saying, Kenny and Cliff and Angela, you guys that are coming on board, Carolina, we're going to say, what is it that you want to accomplish by your next call? What do you want to do? You want to implement this? We talked about this, whatever it is. We're going to say, hey, get this done. I don't know about you, Norman, but I'm going to take notes, and I'm going to say, okay, Carolina said she was going to implement this. Did you get it done? Where are you at with that? We're going to actually call you out, which is going to hold you accountable, because you don't want to be called out and say, oh, yeah, I didn't do it. Is there going to be times where you don't get things done? Yeah, of course. There's things that happen in life. You get sick or something happens to your family or whatnot. But we're going to hold you accountable, and it's kind of like going to the gym. If you don't have a workout partner to go to the gym with, you might not, one day you might go, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym because I'm tired. But, Norman, my workout partner, might be like, come on, Dave, you'll feel better if you go. Come on, I'm leaving, let's go. Like, okay, fine. And I'll be so thankful that he got me to go, because I'll be feeling better. Same thing with this business. We're going to get you to places a lot quicker, because we're going to be there holding you accountable. We're going to be your sounding board. Things are not going to go well. We're going to be there to prop you back up and feel good about yourself and your business again. We're going to give you these pointers and these tips and tricks that are going to get you to places a lot quicker. Norman, the ideas that he shared today about, just the product pictures and the packaging and all that is going to, just implementing some of those ideas right there. You saw what it did to the case study, that one business. You could take those ideas right there and do some incredible things with your own business. So I see, Norman, you're smiling there. What did you see come in?
Oh, just Kenny.
Okay. It'll be fun watching you guys to be the crash test dummies for us.
Yeah.
Like with Mike McClary's launch system. Yeah, no, I hear you. Anyway, so let's see. It is 4:07 p.m. Eastern Standard, 1:07 my time here at Pacific. I don't see any more questions coming in. Let's do last call for questions, and if there's anything coming in, we will address it real quick. Let's make it last call. For those of you guys that are still not in, why don't we do this, Norman? Let's put it at, even though we're going to end the call here in a few seconds, why don't we just say 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Any calls, any orders that come in prior to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll make sure to give you that double the mastermind bonus on the coupon. Anything after that, if you're watching this recording, that will be just the regular that's showing on the screen right there. So after we get off, like I said, I will individually reply to every single one of you guys that purchased to verify, copy Norman, that you get that bonus, keep a record of that, and go from there. Kenny says yes, it's an hour from now. So yeah, 52 minutes, we will close it off. So we will have, just if some of you guys had some ordering problems, anything like that, let us know. In fact, yeah, if you guys are, for some reason, the credit card is not going through and you're like, hey, I wanted to get the Founders Program, I wanted to get the better option, or I want to get the Success Plan, contact me right now. I'll check with you on Skype to find out what's going on, and we'll make sure you get that double the bonus, even though that if you tell me you're getting it now, we'll make sure that we get you in at that price, even if for some reason a transaction doesn't go through after that time. Okay? The clip says, great, see you on Wednesday. Thanks. And I don't see anything else coming in. So how about last words, Norm?
I'm talked out.
No.
Actually, you did all the talking, so that's great. But no, I'm just looking forward to it. We got lots of people that applied or that have taken advantage of this, and yeah, really looking forward to meeting everybody.
Yeah, and as Angela says, thanks so much for this amazing opportunity and info. Even if you just take this info and you apply it, I hope you do. If this doesn't work for you or it's just not right for you, that's okay. No hard feelings. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to have something else that will be better for you. But those of you guys that are joining us, we're super excited. Like I said, I don't believe no one's made the comment. I don't believe that this opportunity exists anywhere out there. We're doing something really just kind of stepping off the edge of the cliff, trying something new that I think is really going to be beneficial to everyone that joins us. And it's probably only a matter of time for people to duplicate that. But hey, that's great. If we're making a difference in people's lives and your businesses and making great friends with us as well, that's why we do this. We're paying it forward. We're helping out, and super excited to work with you and talk face to face with you. And those masterminds are going to be coming. I know we're super excited about that as well. So Jeff says, thanks you guys. Excited to have you. Angela has one. She got in there last second. As I was just saying goodbye, she said, last question, there won't be a problem or my partner and I had to share screens with you in different cities. As long as you guys are business partners, Angela, we'll make sure that works. You don't have to worry about that. As long as you guys are business partners. If you guys are just kind of associates where you kind of just have a friend that's doing it, then we'd probably have to get separate memberships. But if you have any questions with that, actually, I'm going to put here in the thing, if anyone needs to contact me directly, we can talk on Skype. My username for Skype is right there. It's dave.kettner. Hit me up on Skype, and I'll get on the call with you and answer any questions and move forward. Norm's going to be busy right now. He's going to be traveling, but I'm sure he'll share his Skype information a little bit later. Mm-hmm. So with that said, everyone, thank you all. I mean, there's tons of people still on this call. Thank you for staying more than 2 hours. That's incredible. Again, hope you got great benefit from this. I can't wait to be working with you guys. Norm, I know you feel the same way. I can't wait to be working with you as well. And those of you that catch the recording, make sure you hop on as soon as possible. I didn't say this. This offer will expire. Of course, the double the bonus expire at 5 p.m. Eastern today, which is Thursday, September 7th. But this entire offer, this founder's offer, will end next Tuesday, which is the 12th, September 12th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This offer will be closed off, and then the higher prices after that when we relaunch it with affiliates and other people. So these prices are locked in only to September 12th at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you take advantage of it, get it, set up, and go from there. And Norman actually put his Skype in there. It's norman.farrar, Farrar. All right, so you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you next Wednesday. Take care, guys.
We'll see you on the mastermind.